After the first year of running my own business, I knew I could never work for anyone else again, but I struggled to create the kind of passion led, freedom filled life that I had always envisioned for myself. I could never get out of survival mode. It sounds crazy, but making these hard decisions were actually the easiest choices I could have made now that I have 20, 30K launches under my belt. And the first hard choice I made was choosing to be influential, aka creating content online. I was always the kind of person that wanted to spend as little time on my phone, on social media as possible. But then I realized after about 1,000 cold emails, praying that someone would give me money, and the 13th month just hoping that the money would appear out of essentially nowhere, that I realized that money and even just like the possibilities that are available to you are directly correlated with the amount of space that you can take up. And I mean that energetically. Like at a certain point, your physical body can only take up so much space. You can only go to so many networking events. You can only have so many conversations, so many phone calls. You can only be literally in one room at a time. Social media allows your energetic presence to expand past your finite body across the globe in 60 seconds, which just think about that for a moment. And I'm going to make a whole video about influence because I think it gets a really bad rep, but your influence will allow you to help more people. Your influence allows you to serve more of the collective, to spread your divine gifts, the ones that God gave you and said you're going to do something great with that. Your influence allows you to sprinkle it all over the world. And the collective doesn't know about your divine gifts until you kind of make a splash, until you get them to pay attention to you. And the real reason why influence feels like such a hard choice to make is because to be influential, you have to be disagreeable. You have to stand on business. You have to say no, this is what I believe. I believe my divine gifts are here to help you. I really believe that. And because I wholeheartedly agree with this and my body of work, that also means you have to disagree with something. It is in that tension that you create your influence. But now looking back, here's what makes it kind of an easy choice. You're already being disagreeable at certain points. Like if I'm assuming that you have the sauce in you, in the core of your being, you have something that just lights you up. You are already saying things at a dinner party or in a room full of friends. You're already saying things that can be disagreed with. You're just saying it not on the internet. To me, being influential really just means being open and willing to having conversations on a much larger scale, which leads me to my second choice. And this is what really helped me create from a place of ease. I chose to be chosen. Now, what do I mean by that? The overall sentiment is that someone else can do this better than me. And that is when you have to really build a trust and make a choice that no, you are the one to bring this message through. Because here's the thing that I believe about creativity. Anything that you create or bring into the world, whether that's like a tangible thing or like any thought you have, any idea, it is floating out there in the collective's consciousness. And it's not really a matter of if it comes through, it's a matter of when it comes through and through who. And so at a certain point, I just had to be like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say the thing. I'm just going to do this thing. I'm just going to put it out there. It came to me for a reason. All of these things came to me. I'm having this desire to say something. I'm having this desire to express myself or create this thing for a reason. Like it passed through my brainwave. So might as well let me be the one. It's kind of like if you have an idea and then you get too scared to act on it. It's kind of like God or the creative force giving you a job promotion or like a huge raise. And you're like, no, someone else should have that. So, she deserves it so much more than me. And God or the creative force is just looking at you like, huh? Like, no, we chose you for the job. I mean, if you really don't want it, we will give it to Shania. But we really wanted you to do this thing. So when I choose to be the chosen, when you choose to be the chosen, don't think that it's coming from a place of arrogance or scarcity or that you're the winner here. It's coming from a place of integrity and abundance. I saw this Pinterest quote that was like, do the thing that you'd be jealous of if someone did it before you. And I don't think that needs to be in any malicious way. I think we're human. I think it would just suck to be like, fuck, I did have that idea. Like, damn it, she did it. And you can't be mad at her that she did it, because it was all of our ideas, but I did have that idea. I just didn't do it. I didn't choose to be chosen. I didn't choose to be the one to bring it through. The other very hard choice I made was choosing to bet on myself. You have to realize that you are your greatest asset. I have to make the choice that, like, I am a safe bet always. I am my safest bet. What does it mean to place a safe bet? That means that no matter how much you put in, you know you're going to get something back. You know you're going to get a return on investment. And this is what I mean when I say that I bet on myself over the last few years. I never went back to a full-time job, even when maybe I probably should have, even when I was draining my savings. Even when I was scraping by and struggling, I just was like, no, that is valuable time that I could spend building my business or learning skills to build my business, or just study anything that's going to help me get better. It also looked like investing over $10,000 in mentorships. And when you don't have unlimited money and you are betting on yourself, you're like, oh, I really don't want to put these chips down. And like, even in the putting of the chips down, you kind of feel this like, but is this betting on myself? Like, can't I figure this out on my own? But the way I thought about it is like, no, I'm betting that if I do this mentorship, I'm going to get 1,010% out of it, because I'm the one doing the work. And so far, that has been true. Every time I've invested in mentorships, every time that I have chased knowledge, my business has grown. I've gotten better at something, noticeably better. I am trying to win as quickly as possible. I'm trying to stack my wins as quickly as possible. And the other thing that I did, which you are going to say, oh, hell no, is I put myself in credit card debt. I pretty much lived on a credit card for all of 2025. No, it is not as much as you probably think it is, but I did. And that was because of the same reason I didn't get a full-time job. I was like, I didn't even get a part-time job because I didn't want to go to work and then be tired from the work I did, whatever it was. And so I was like, no, I'm betting on myself that, like, I don't care. I'm going to make this money back. And maybe you don't make all of those choices. I'm not telling you to put yourself in credit card debt. I'm not telling you to do any of these things. But again, like, I placed those bets knowing in the deepest seat of my soul that it was a safe bet. And I think because of that, making that choice absolutely made me say, like, no, there's no other way. Like, if I did not take a job this whole time, if I did put myself in this much credit card debt, if I did invest this much money, like, I better do this. I better do this and squeeze everything I can out of it. And it worked. The next hard choice I made, and you will believe this is a hard choice if you are also a type A planner, but I chose to aim for messy and let go of perfect, because clarity comes from action. It does not come from the perfect plan. The first year of business, I tried to just make a perfect plan, and the planning gets in the way of collecting the actual data points you need to pivot and improve and build faster, whatever it is you're building, whether it's your own corner of the internet, a personal brand, or like anything that is bigger than you. My hot take is that we have vilified being a bull in a china shop. I am trying to be a bull in a china shop at this point. I am signing myself up for things left and right, knowing I don't know how to do it and I might not do it well, but I am going to learn something from doing it not well. And this is such a hard choice. It's such a hard choice because we've all said, like, no, we need to be dainty. We need to know our manners. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to let anyone down. We don't want to do ABC, but it's like, no. It is in those failures. It is in the not perfect. That is where the perfection comes from. That is where the sword gets sharpened. I didn't make content for years because I was like, I'm not going to make a good video. That's right. You are not going to make a good video. If you start showing up online, your first video is likely not going to be a good video. And that is okay, because that means that your second video will be just that much better. And then you might be 200 videos in and with a life that you literally could never have dreamed of. With the kind of days where you can clock out of work at 2 p.m. and come back to it, well, whenever you feel like it. That's what makes it feel like such an easy choice now. And actually, as a type A planner on the other side of this, it actually is way more fun because you're not overthinking and you're not stressed. You're just letting it be. messy, chaotic, beautiful as it needs to be. And the last hard choice I had to make, probably definitely the hardest choice of all, was choosing devotion even when I was tired. I am a little over a year and a half into building my own corner of the internet that has allowed me to live a life off my passions, to live a life talking about creativity and self-expression and expanding your energetic presence. But you do have periods of hermit mode, and you do have periods where like you're working late. Like I would run my agency and then I'd make content at night, and I would do that even like in the middle of Mardi Gras. I'd be like, oh, I got to get this video out. It is in that, like it is in putting in those reps and prioritizing the work. And I knew it. I knew when I was putting in that work, and I knew when I was going hermit mode, like not seeing people for months at a time, not partying, not socializing, that I was like, I know this is going to pay dividends one day. I know it is. I know I will find the balance one day. It's just right now, there's a lot of building and a lot of learning to do. And sure, I could have learned maybe a little bit slower, but I knew that I was like, no, I'm like excited. I'm excited because I know that what I'm supposed to do, people need it. And the collective needs it as fast as possible. And I need to hold up my end of the bargain, because now I coach women that I am just obsessed with. And it is literally because of these 5 choices that literally changed the entire trajectory of my life. If you're ready to build your own corner of the internet, I teach women how to do exactly that in intentional impact immersion over the course of 8 weeks. And if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe. I'm going to be posting more about content creation and building a dream life, one passion project at a time. I'll talk to you later. Bye.